welcome to my new kitchen. So this is it, everyone, what I've been waiting for, and one of the key components of this home life remodel. Last week I showed you how, actually it was 2 weeks ago, you might notice if you check back Friday after Christmas there wasn't a new episode. It's because we're switching it to Tuesdays now. So just check back every Tuesday now. And I didn't post one last Friday because between Friday and today, Tuesday, there was not going to be anything going on. So, last week we showed how the cabinet guys came and started. They only had 1 day of work done, but he came back on Friday. No, that was a Friday. He came, then he came on Monday, and then he came back this Monday, and he finished pretty much everything except there's 2 more parts. Now, I didn't really show too much of the cabinets going in because our contractor was kind of a private guy and I didn't want to make him feel too uncomfortable. So I tried to stay out of his way as much as possible. But I was here when he was installing the last set of upper cabinets, which is kind of exciting. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and there's leveling, finding a level place on the wall because you can't just trust the floor or the ceiling. You have to get it level based on the wall itself. So they do that, then they find the studs, because you want to make sure that you're screwing it into the most secure place. If it's only into the plaster, that is not going to hold very much weight. This plaster crumbles. It's at the edges of our walls that don't have trim yet, and it just crumbles like crazy. So you find the stud. Then they had to kind of trace out where it was going to be, have it ready for where they were going to screw the screws in. Definitely a 2-person job. Those things are heavy and they had to hold it up. They fixed everything, all the cabinets together before they hung them up, so that you're doing a solid unit at a time, which guarantees that the final product is going to be looking better. So that was cool. I tried to stay out of his way. I thought that it was going to take like 2 weeks before he'd come back and put up the final molding and doors because those weren't done last week when he finished that day. He worked like almost an 8-hour day, or almost a 12-hour day last Monday trying to get things finished, but it's just a really big kitchen. So let's take a look at it. Okay, I am standing in the dining room to get this perspective at this point. What we are looking at is where our refrigerator is going to go, and we're getting a stainless steel French door stove. You move over. Right below the window is going to be where the sink is, and it's flanked by 2 cabinets with glass doors. I thought that would be good because that's where we're going to keep glasses and plates, and that way when company comes over, they know exactly where it is and don't have to be looking around. Now, flanking, you'll see there's 2 empty spaces flanking the sink, and that is where our 2 dishwashers are going to go. Why 2 dishwashers? Because we had 3 in this house, and they were all new because we put them in when we moved in. I definitely needed a dishwasher, so we thought, why not? We're entertaining people who like to entertain, and so we're putting them in. We already had them. Here's our corner unit, and it's going to be like, you know, pantry, food stuff up there. We're going to have a 1-wall oven there. It's going to go into the base. The microwave will go on top, but not the kind with the built-in exhaust or anything because we are not having our stove there. Now here is just a little peninsula that comes out, and behind it is this great windowy area. Probably going to put a lot of my plants back here. Now here's the part that didn't get finished. There's no nice backing on the back of this because the piece that they ordered was too small. It was right if this was a great floor, but as I showed last week, it's very unlevel, and so that 1.5 inch difference has to be made up with a bigger piece. We plan to have 2 stools back here, so it'll be a nice little breakfast bar. Here's an end piece that has to go on, just to kind of conceal it and match it up. Here is the island, and looking into the living room, you can see all the boxes that are in the back there from where all these cabinets came in. Now in the center is going to be where my stove is, and it's going to be one of those smooth top stoves. And then there's just lots of drawers for storing your pots, some drawers for utensils and stuff over there. Really excited about that. Nothing on this side. This is one of those rollout ones. It's really hard though without knobs. Very hard to open. Now, over this side, we have one of these wine bottle holders, which I pretty much got as a space filler, but I'm thinking I can keep things like saran wrap and aluminum foil in there. It would be so obvious and easy, and then when you are cleaning up any stuff from the stove, or, you know, putting away dinner, everything's right there. Now, here is one of my favorite features, and something that I've been wanting in a kitchen forever and ever. Oh! Pull out trash cans. We got the double set because then you can keep trash in one and recyclables in the other. That way it won't be cluttering up our countertop. And with the county's single stream recycling, where you don't have to separate glass and aluminum, all that kind of stuff, they'll all be able to go in there together. And finally, here is the wet bar in the dining room. We got the same cabinets. There will be a sink in the center, and, you know, it'll probably be more of a coffee station than a wet bar, but thought it'd be nice. And then our dining room table will go long ways here, and then, you know, all those windows, it'll kind of match those ones over there. It'll be trimmed out to match. Really excited about this part. So if that seems like a lot of cabinets to you, you're right. I did a count, and I need to get 48 drawer and door knobs or pulls, whatever we're going to get. That's intimidating because these things can be really expensive. So I'm searching online for some of these discount knob places, and might have some things. Got to get Josh to commit. That way, when that extra piece for the peninsula backing comes in, we can get our cabinet guy to finish it all out at the same time. So I think that's going to be it for this week. Josh's brother Nate is here at the house and has started working on the trim on the first floor with the restoration. We decided that we are going to sand it down, use a stripper where we have to, and then stain it to match the floors. That way it'll be a consistent look on the first floor, which is really where most people are going to be. Great, thank you for watching, and hope everyone has a happy new year. Tune back next week for more.